Hi guys. So I'm making this video a little ahead of tomorrow. Technically it's Friday, but you know, it's not the day part yet. It's like almost 3 in the morning, I think. But I was thinking about what I'd like to talk about for the next video, and I wanted to talk about it while I'm thinking of it, because I often forget, and then I start a video and I'm like, hey guys, not much is happening, what's up with you? And I don't want to do that. There's a lot of things that I want to tell you guys about and share with you and share my experiences about, and I need to be focused to do that, and right now I am focused. So, what I'd like to tell you guys about is Two Best Friends Play. Also known as Best Friends Play, also known as Super Best Friends Play. The Two Best Friends Play channel is a channel on YouTube that has some really hilarious guys who play video games. And they record themselves playing the games and they, you know, talk over them. Most people know what a Let's Player is. These guys are Let's Players. That just means that they're dudes who talk while they play video games. So, a friend of mine, I think it was Julia, turned me on to Two Best Friends Play through their Machinima channel, which is a channel where they make usually 15-minute videos to 20 minutes or so that are cut, like a bunch of scenes cut together. So it's not a continuous 15 minutes of gameplay. It's like, you know, you start the game and then it cuts to halfway through level 1, although games rarely do levels anymore. And then it cuts to the end of level 2, and you know, it's just them taking parts that they think are funny and talking about them and cutting them together. And they're hilarious. They're great. And I watched every single one. This was, oh my god, this was probably like 5 years ago. Maybe 6 years ago. And I got through all of them, and then I ran out. And I was like, I need more, because these guys are hilarious. So I found their channel, which is The Switcher, with a 1 instead of an I. And on their channel, they did full LPs, Let's Plays, of other games. And one of the first games I saw there was Heavy Rain, which at the time was one of my favorite games ever. I thought it was great. And then I watched their playthrough, and they hate Heavy Rain violently. And for good reason. After my first viewing of that playthrough, I thought, you know, they have a different opinion, and that's okay. I think they're still great. But I still like the game. And then I watched some of the other playthroughs, and then I went back and watched Heavy Rain again. And I was like, they're really right. This game is terrible. And they've pretty much managed to sway me on a lot. They did a playthrough of Silent Hill Downpour, which I think is a piss-poor Silent Hill rendition, for all of the reasons they state. But basically, they have fantastic chemistry. Matt and Pat, the two main guys of Two Best Friends Play. There are two other guys, Liam and Wooly, who, I'm sorry, Liam and Wooly, are not my favorite. I'm not huge fans of them. But I really, really, really love Matt and Pat. And I think they're wonderful. And I love to watch their videos. I've watched almost every single playthrough on the channel. And at least half of them I've watched 5 times, maybe more. I've watched the first Shitstorm of Scariness, which is the special playthrough, like, playlist that they do every October. They just play a bunch of scary games, which I love. I've watched the first one 50 times, maybe. I mean, I used to watch it on repeat and just let it keep going over and over and over because it made me so happy. I think it's one of the best playlists of videos I've ever seen in my life. I love it so much. And when I first moved to LA, things were not great, and I was very lonely without any family here and without any friends, and all I had was Kevin, who moved with me, who is awesome and wonderful. And Kevin, if you even glance at this, thank you for being so awesome. But even if you have just one person there, you feel isolated, you know? It was the first time I'd ever lived away from my family, and I was very close to my family, so it was really hard for me. And financially, things were terrible, and I'd worked myself into so much debt just to move to LA, which I don't recommend doing. Don't do that. And I would spend every day watching Matt and Pat on a loop. I would just pick a playlist and play it all day. And often it was the Shitstorm playlist. But it was also the Downpour playlist, the Heavy Rain one, Deadly Premonition I watched during that time. Eternal Darkness, which is a great one. There's so many that are great, but that was when I was at my lowest in my entire life. I was clinically depressed, and there were days when I would not get out of bed, let alone leave my room or anything. I just wouldn't get up, and I would sleep and watch Matt and Pat. And watching Matt and Pat was the only thing that made me happy during that time. And I feel that they saved me. And I'm so grateful to them for all these videos that they've made. And I know that it can be very daunting and stressful and hard for them to maintain, especially now, because they're putting out, I think, at least one video a day, which is a lot. There's so much editing they have to do, and so much work they do on these videos. But the work does not go unnoticed. It is very valued, and even still, on days when, like, I'm alone, or if I'm at work and I'm having a miserable day, I just watch Matt and Pat, and then I feel better, and everything's okay for a while. I'm watching it now. I'm watching their Indigo Prophecy playthrough, which I've only seen once or twice, I think, because this game is terrible. But their playthrough of it is fantastic. Check them out. Two Best Friends Play, or The Switcher, all one word with a 1 instead of an I in Switcher. They're amazing and wonderful and my heroes. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, Matt and Pat. You probably will never see this, but I'm very grateful to you for everything you've done. And I look forward to all of the playthroughs you have left to give. That's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.